Hello Toads and Toadettes. Two of my favorite things in video games are music and atmosphere. While they're not groundbreaking, they're two subtle things that I truly think enhance the gameplay. And there's one series that takes both of these and uses both of them to enhance each other, and that is Metroid. I just want to start this video off with a bang. This is one of my favorite video game songs, period. This song I'm about to play honestly just shook me when I heard it. It totally turned this area upside down into one of my favorite Metroid areas, and honestly it has to be because of the song. Obviously the area itself was also really good, but this song and plus the atmosphere, it just enhanced it, everything. They complemented so well together, and it all made Torvus Bog so much better. Torvus Bog is a wetland area with rain hitting Samus's visor, moss all around you, and enemies sprawling around every corner. This song uses these synths so well. I can't really explain it, but just this sound kind of just reminds me of water. But with the drums in the background, they've somehow made it feel like it was raining. The cymbals and hi-hats just feel like rain dropping. I could see the inspiration from the first Metroid Prime game here, as in Talon Overworld, a lot of these drums or just instruments are used in this song for Torvus Bog. Obviously, Metroid Prime 2 is a visually dark game. There's not much brightness coming out of it, and that alone really just made the atmosphere of Torvus Bog feel dark. But this music really just, something about it just made the rain and everything about this area just elevated because of this song. The coolest thing is that the dark Torvus Bog actually has these synth whistles sometimes played within the song. So even though you're in an evil dark version of Torvus Bog, you still get reminded of what was in the light world. And they did not say bye yet, as the second half of Torvus Bog takes you to the depths, filled with murky water and a little bit of a throwback of a song. It is a remix of Lower Brinstar from Super Metroid, and I think this segues perfectly into the next song. Could you guess it? It's totally not like I just talked about this song 5 seconds ago. Lower Brinstar from Super Metroid. Easily one of the most recognizable Metroid songs. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is in Smash Bros. If it isn't, that's criminal. This song is just another example of how music can enhance the atmosphere. A dark red, just unsettling kind of area made even more menacing by the same melody and loop that plays over and over again with added flutes, drums, instruments put on the song. It's honestly one of the best Metroid songs, and they surely knew it, as it has been remixed a lot, not only in Metroid Prime 2, like I was just saying. It came back in a lot of other Metroid games, one of those being the newest Metroid Dread. And I mean, every time you do hear it, whether it be in Super Metroid or any of the other games, you do get the chills. As you know, it's a very important song to the Metroid series, and every area that has had this song has been a banger. Tracking along with Metroid Dread, while it did have, in my opinion, a forgettable soundtrack with not that much memorable songs, there was one area in the game where its atmosphere matched the song perfectly, and that was Burenia. Being the water area of Metroid Dread, they made this loop in the background so perfect. It almost sounds like bubbles, but just reminds me of being in the water. But then you also have the Foley in the background, making noises that just remind me of pipes that you can also see in the actual background of the area, along with the main melody that always chimes in. This whole song just really screams being underwater, and underwater in a metallic area. I don't know how they did it, but this was one of my favorite songs from this game, and it really just made this area feel more special to me, and it's one of the areas that I have remembered better and looked back on more in Metroid Dread. And I'm not throwing shame at any other area in Metroid Dread or any other song, but this was just an instance in the game of the atmosphere of an area and the song having perfect synergy, bringing up this area of the game. One of my favorite areas from the Metroid Prime series was Magmoor Caverns. After exiting Chozo Ruins, the threat of the environment is really showcased perfectly here. With COVID-19 floating around everywhere and lava all around you, you could tell the temperature and the stakes were rising. This is just another one of my favorite Metroid songs, especially this version of the song from Metroid Prime. The deep choir in the background always just gets me, as it really makes the area feel more menacing. Along with the wood sounding beat in the background that's always playing, it really makes it feel like a magma area. Not only is there a deep sounding choir in the song, but you also hear more higher pitched sounding voices that make up the melody of this area, which really give it that Metroid-y kind of feeling, if you get what I mean. And I feel as if the song actually ramps up as time goes, which really just got me hyped up about Magmoor Caverns when going through this area. Again, just another masterful example of how the atmosphere and the song can come together to elevate the immersiveness of these games and this whole series. I have barely anything to complain about Magmoor Caverns, besides the fact that there's 0 bosses in this area. I know this has nothing to do with the topic of the video, but how are you going to make such a good song, such a good area, just such good everything, and then not include a boss? Okay. Yeah, moving on. Returning to Metroid Prime 2, sorry if you're seeing my 3D Metroid bias here. There's a pretty common consensus that Sanctuary Fortress is one of the best Metroid areas. It has one of the coolest themes I've seen in a Metroid game, and it's really shocking that they've never brought such an area back. Really hope to see something like this in Metroid Prime 4. It really contrasts the darkness of Metroid Prime 2, bringing a lot of light and neon colors in this very modern and futuristic fortress. But what really tops it off, and what really gives me the whole vibes that I feel like this area was going for, is the song. This really fast synth repeating in a loop makes it feel very space-like. And then you have the same similar kind of sounding bass in the background, but it all gets topped off with another Metroid-y choir. Everything in this song came together to give me vibes of like an epic space station kind of sounding thing. This area and the song really reminded me of X-Naut Fortress from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. That was probably my favorite area from that game when I played it a few years ago. And it's kind of a funny coincidence that a similar sounding song is in a similar area, both being a futuristic fortress. Sanctuary Fortress definitely managed to pull off the vibe and feeling it was going for. And just going through this area with the song in the background was a really fun experience, and I can't disagree with it being one of the best areas in the Metroid series. I'm actually going to end this video off with a battle theme, because all of these themes have been area themes, which are my personal favorites from the Metroid franchise. But there's one battle theme that actually takes place in multiple games that has a vibe like no other, and that is the Space Pirate theme. I really want to focus in on the song from Metroid Prime 1, the first game, as these space pirates were very common enemies and were constant threats. Every time the space pirates would appear, the same song would come on, and at first, it's kind of like, oh, they're just space pirates. There's one area in this game in particular that made this theme so anxiety-inducing. But yeah, Phazon Mines has this stretch where there's no save station for a solid, 45 minutes. And in between this drought of a save station are just dumps. The theme just took a dump with space pirates. They just throw every single kind of space pirate at you. They even have these mini boss space pirates. The amount of times I'm on low HP, I was just dying for a save station, and hearing this song, bro, please, bro, why you do? This song was just so stressful, but it made it all the better. Knowing it was the space pirate theme and having to fight them, this song really sticks with you. But now I can just stop and appreciate how this song really made the fights with the space pirates and the whole atmosphere of this game a lot better. And there you have it. I might have been rambling on about a few things for a little bit, but hopefully you got the whole idea of this video, that the music and the atmosphere of Metroid can really complement each other, which brings the whole immersiveness of the Metroid experience so much better. And I do have other videos in this music breakdown series that I highly recommend checking out, and I do plan to make more in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. They're all free, and I was actually informed that if you subscribe and like at the same time using both fingers at the simultaneously same time, Nintendo will shadow drop Metroid Prime 4 at the exact moment. Don't ask me who told me that. But yeah, on that note guys, I'll see you in the next one.